Hello everyone, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a taser / EMP gun. If you're just making a taser, you won't need the electromagnet. The capacitor is optional, but boosts amperage a little bit on the input. You're going to need some solder, obviously a soldering iron, some snips that can cut wire. Scissors would work too if you don't have the proper pliers, just some electrical tape. Wire strippers also optional. You could use your teeth if the wire is small enough, or you could use the snips. You'd probably get away with scissors or a knife if you're really hard up. A couple of glue sticks obviously, and obviously a glue gun. You're going to need a battery clip for a 3.7 volt battery. You could optionally just use any type of battery clip that outputs about 3 to 4 volts. You don't want more than probably 3.74 volts, otherwise the generator is probably going to burn out. A high voltage generator, which you can buy off eBay, pretty cheap, usually only about $5. Electromagnet optional, capacitor optional. I've got here just a switch, so this is a DT switch, double toss, double throw, or whatever it's called. Standard ST switch will also work as well, and of course you're going to need a lithium polymer battery, or whatever battery is suiting your battery holder over here. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Let's go. So the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure all the wires are stripped. So I've already gone ahead and done this. These are a bit mangled and all that because I've already soldered using this battery clip before. But first thing you want to do is make sure you've got all the pieces together, and you're going to probably want to just sort of roughly connect them before you solder them together. So you've got to figure out which end is positive and negative. Obviously the one with the spring is the negative, so that negative wire is going to run directly into the green wire of the high voltage generator, and red is always positive. Next we're going to put a switch in between. So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm just trying to figure out how this goes. I'm going to put one wire through one terminal of the switch. This is obviously a lot easier if you've just got a switch with 2 terminals. I've got 6 terminals on mine, but most switches you'll find will just have 2. So figure out which ones are the ones that you need to use, and then go ahead and connect these. If the wires aren't long enough, just strip a little bit more off. Then we're going to thread that through there. You might have to use the pliers just to sort of wrap the wire around the terminal on the switch here. And that is most of the wiring done. This, essentially just this circuit that I've got right now, will work on its own. I am going to be adding in a capacitor to boost amperage on the input, but that is optional. This capacitor here is just a 2200 microfarad 40 volts DC capacitor, so it's way overrated. You could definitely use one that has a lower rating, but this one just happens to suit me. Also the electromagnet is optional. It's just for the coil gun. I'm basically just using it because it's got a coil in it, and you can use it to turn this into an EMP gun. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and solder these together now. Alright, so I've gone ahead and fired up my soldering iron, and I'm just going to go ahead and touch the soldering iron to the 2 terminals that I want to solder together. And then after that's sort of warmed up a little bit, I'm just going to slowly apply some solder. Not too much, just enough to connect the wires properly to the terminals of the switch here. Next I'm going to go ahead and solder the wire that connects the battery clip to the high voltage generator. It's going to go ahead and apply a tiny bit of solder there. We really don't need much. I've already tinned one of the wires, but there we go. And this circuit should just work on its own, but I'm going to go ahead and do a few extra steps. So first thing I'm going to do is get just a length of wire, not too long. We only need a little bit really, but I'm going to cut a length about yay long. We obviously don't need this many wires. I'm just going to peel off the ones that I need. This was just from a ribbon cable type thing from a computer or something. I can't remember when I got it off exactly. And we're going to want another 2 wires here. All we're going to need is 2 wires. It can be any type of wire, doesn't really matter. Multi-strand is probably best because it conducts better and it's a lot easier to work with when you're soldering. You can use mono wire, I guess, if you wanted to. It doesn't really matter. And we're going to go ahead and strip these down now. My strippers are pretty bad, so I'm just going to strip them with my teeth. Don't do this at home. There we go. I stripped it with my teeth. Just going to strip a little bit more. And the second wire. I'm not going to show this on camera. Oh, it's not liking me very much. This wire doesn't want to strip. I'm just going to snip it again. Alright, so the next thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and take one wire and I'm going to solder it. I'm just going to tin it first. So you want to tin the wire probably, so just spin the wire around like that. Then go ahead and heat the wire up and apply a little bit of solder just so it's easier to solder on. Then we can go ahead and solder this wire to the positive terminal, which is already soldered to the first terminal of this switch we've got over here. I'm just going to blow on that to cool it real quick because the soldering iron gets pretty hot and takes a while to set. It's still liquid. Oh, there we go. And it's set. It's not, oh, you can't see it very well. We've got one wire soldered to the positive terminal over here. Next wire, we're just going to go ahead and tin that real fast. Heat the wire up and then tin it. Just need to tin the tip, don't need to tin the whole thing. And then we're going to take another wire and connect it to the negative battery terminal over here. This step is optional. I'm just doing this so that I get a slightly higher input on the high voltage generator. It's more of just to make it slightly better, I guess. And it also functions as a handle. So next we're going to take our capacitor and we've got to make sure we get the right terminals here. So I believe this one is the positive and this one is the negative. So I'm going to solder the positive wire. This is really important to get this right on electrolytic capacitors or it can really mess things up. So I'm just going to wrap the wire around the positive terminal and then I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of solder there, just a tiny bit, don't need much. Then I'm going to wrap the negative terminal around the negative electrode of the capacitor. Optionally you could add another switch in to turn the capacitor on and off. Should the capacitor malfunction, you'd be able to disable it and it won't be a problem. Then we can go ahead and solder this on right there. And that is basically the soldering done. We've got one more thing, which is the electromagnet right at the very end, if you want to turn it into an EMP gun. But I'm going to go ahead and just start gluing this together. So I'm just going to get my cruddy little glue gun I've got over here. I'm going to start by gluing the high voltage generator to the bottom of the battery case. This glue gun is absolutely terrible. I'm hoping that it's actually going to work. Might need to use another glue gun if this is not gonna perform. I think I'll be back when I've plugged in and heated up another glue gun. Alright, I'm back and I have fired up a new glue gun, a much better glue gun, and I'm going to go ahead and just apply a generous amount of hot glue to the underside of the battery case. Then I'm going to go ahead and make sure I don't get some on the wires. Just going to go ahead and stick the high voltage generator to the battery case. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and glue the switch in. Got to make sure you've got enough wire. Hopefully we've got enough wire length here. And we can just glue that in somehow. It's very tight here. I probably should have extended the wire a little bit here. This will do the trick. And it looks like I'm out of hot glue, so I'm just going to get a new stick. In we go. And then we'll put some hot glue on there, generous amount again. You don't have to be completely thorough, just enough to stick it on. We're not making like a super professional thing here, it's just like a homemade improv taser. We can go ahead and stick this on here. And lastly, we're going to glue in the capacitor, which is going to also function as a handle. I'm going to sort of hold it like this, and then you pull the little switch back. It'll be a bit like a trigger, I guess. This one's going to take probably a bit more hot glue. I'm just wondering whether we should do it vertical or at an angle. I think we're just going to do it vertical. That's going to give us the best result, I think. You've got to make sure not to gum up the, what's it called? Gum up the battery holder. Otherwise you may have faulty connection in the future. So just make sure that's around the right way. Go ahead and glue that on there, and we've got a nice looking little taser gun. Last step is obviously just to insert the battery, and before you fire this thing up, you're definitely going to want to go ahead and space the terminals on the high voltage output correctly. So you want them to be close enough that they're not touching, but also further enough apart. Close enough that they're not touching. Yeah, just close enough that they're not touching, that's about good enough. But you don't want them to be too far apart, otherwise you're just going to get a high pitched whining sound and you could burn out the generator, which is not exactly what we want. Last sort of step that we can do is to just take these wires and put them around the side of the generator, just sort of tidy them up, make them look a bit more neat. And this is the purpose of the electrical tape. It's going to look pretty rickety, pretty shoddy. We can just go ahead and tape these to the side here, and that'll do a good enough job, I imagine. This tape is terribly not sticky. I'm going to try to use a different tape. Some of this electrical tape's pretty old. You want to make sure you got relatively new stuff. And probably better than electrical tape would just be duct tape, or even sellotape actually. This electrical tape isn't the best for sticking wires together. It's sort of meant for just like insulating wires. It's not really meant for this, but we're going to do it anyway. And then we've got a dodgy looking taser right here. We can go ahead and just wrap a ton of this around the outside so that it loops. It's terrible at sticking to things, I must say. Go ahead and wrap this around. But if you do wrap it all the way around, it will latch onto itself. The only thing it's really good at sticking to is itself. So there we go. And we're pretty much done. I'll be back when I've got electrodes. You can use, one thing you should probably do is put proper terminals on the end of these. So you can just wrap these around like a nail or a wire, a thicker wire, I'm not sure, a screw would do probably. Alright, so what I've gone ahead and done next is I've just got some screws, and to one terminal of the high voltage output I've just put a screw on there. Then the other terminal I've run through the electromagnet over here and then into another screw, and then we're just going to go ahead and solder this together and glue everything on and we'll be done. Alright, so I've gone ahead and soldered everything together and put a couple of little screws on the end here, and we've got our electromagnet up the front here. I did have to use a little bit of aluminium foil just to bridge the gap in my battery holder here because it wasn't making contact properly, but it's all fixed now. And as you can see, when we press this, we get a nice little spark and a bit of an EMP wave hopefully through this little electromagnet at the front. So yeah, just I don't know what the range is on this thing. It will mess with screens if go ahead and get real close to laptops and stuff. It'll fry everything. It'll wipe data on calculators, you know, just that sort of basic stuff. It's not really that powerful. But yeah, that is how you make a taser. Thanks for watching and have a nice day. Or /EMP gun. Bye.